anything more than what was done for Louisiana and Alabama and Mississippi in Katrina, what was done in Joplin, Missouri, what was done in the floods in Iowa. We don't expect anything more than that, but we will not accept anything less. And if they want to make new rules about disasters, well, they picked the wrong state to make the new rules with.
Wow, that's Jersey talking. Jumping in now is you, New York Congressman Steve Israel. He's Congressman from New York, who represents areas hard hit by Superstorm Sandy. Steve, thank you so much, Congressman, for coming on.
Sure,
and you're a partisan Democrat, fair enough. But let's talk about this issue tonight as a national thing. Why is New York, which I've always thought got great media coverage, because, you know, when you have a baseball star in New York, you know, you can't, Reggie Jackson, something like that, Mickey Mantle, they're national figures. They're just huge. But yet this time, I do think the media is undercut. I'm as guilty as anybody for not seeing what's right in front of our eyes, and for some reason, it hasn't gotten the pictures on TV as much as, you know, Katrina did. And I've learned on the ground what it's like. There's some pictures we're showing now, and it ain't going away. This is a horror for many months. Point Pleasant, New Jersey. This is going on and on and on for the people that are in these houses.
Well, look, I do not believe that this is anti-New York, Chris. I believe that you now have a group of members of Congress who are fairly new, who are just anti-government. They fundamentally and philosophically do not believe that when a disaster strikes, that it is the obligation of the federal government to help. Look, I'm cautiously optimistic.
When does the federal government have an obligation to help?
Well, they don't believe that the federal government ever has an obligation to help. And, you know, this Tea Party caucus has become a real problem. My constituents are not interested in right or left. They're not interested in who's to blame. They just want it fixed. Now, I think we're going to get this done. I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm optimistic because the Democrats will put it over the top. We will provide the votes to put it over the top. I'm cautious because just a couple hours ago, on a modest bill supported by the House Republican leadership for $11 billion, nearly one half of the Republican caucus voted against even that. We need to put the politics aside and just get this done and do the right thing.
Tell us about the human aspect in your district. You know the people, they come to you for help. What's it like up there in your district, in New York?
Well, look, it was devastating. It continues to be very challenging. In my congressional district, virtually my entire district looked like North Korea. It was plunged into the darkness, no power, no lights, very, very, very difficult. In the coastal areas of my district, people were just devastated. They lost everything. We're now about 80 days since the storm struck. I think we're an hour away from finally being able to say to those people, we've put the politics aside. We're doing the right thing. It's bad enough to be devastated by a weather storm. It's unacceptable to be devastated by a political storm.
We're looking at pictures of Breezy Point, New York. It's unbelievable.
Breezy Point was just, I mean, it's just, I've never seen anything like it. And I was in Louisiana after Katrina. I saw it. The difference was, after Katrina, everybody helped. For the reasons I just mentioned, after this storm, after Superstorm Sandy, it became a political debate. Just not right.
Well, Breezy Point Fund is a good organization. There's also in the Rockaways organizations like St. Francis de Sales Church and St. Camillus. On the ground, there's some really, really good people doing some wonderful stuff, but it's a macro problem, as you know. Congressman, good luck tonight in your vote.
We need Congress to be as good as those people have been tonight.
Well, that's a standard. Thank you, sir. I'm thrilled at that standard, by the way, because it's real. Coming up, President Obama, he's fighting, and he's winning these political battles.